Alright guys, let's go over my last action hero. We're going to have it with the power off for right now, and then we'll turn it on later. But so let's just go take a little tour all the way around it. What we have here is the retro refurb decals. So what I will say about retro refurb decals is that the colors are very vibrant and the blacks are black. So that's something to note. Back is nice and clean. And this is a complete repro of this translite. I actually did this myself. There was someone selling one on like eBay, probably someone's redone this. I essentially did it myself and had a buddy of mine print it off for me, and I think it turned out really great. Contrast is very great. So, typical fashion, I have the lockdown bar decal receiver from Titan Pinball. Put that on all of my machines, and this one was obviously going to get it as well. These are laminated versions of the ones that I think you can get these on pinballcards.com, but these are been laminated, so they have a nice gloss sheen to them. Titan Pinball rubbers. As per usual, put those on all of my games. I went with a red and yellow theme throughout the game. So we got yellows, and then on all these posts right here, I have got yellow on top, followed by the red bumper. And then these are red. As you can see, you can obviously see what color it is. I don't have to tell you what color is on each one of them. This plastic is unobtainium. This whole tar pit area cannot be found. There's one that I know of that someone's selling on Pinside, and they want like $400 for it. But I would like to see someone be able to recreate this plastic, even in different colors. It'd be nice, kind of nice to have the option for a transparent one, because to be able to show off the artwork that's underneath here a little better. But just a repro of this one would be great if someone could ever do that. But I honestly bought another last action hero just to get the mint condition tar pit off of it. That was the only thing that I was concerned about whenever I was looking to buy it, was what condition the tar pit plastic was in, because the one I originally had was broken. Because this is a typical thing with this machine, is that if you're not careful and not paying attention, you can actually lift and it could touch the side rail and chip it, damage it. It happens. So I bought a whole machine just to get that plastic, and then I put that machine with my plastic on my location. So yeah, that was my biggest expense for such a small unobtainium piece. What I have done. Let me start off by saying this is a machine that I did not foresee me putting a lot of time and effort into doing. I really honestly didn't even want this machine. I bought it at auction for my wife because she liked it, but I didn't want it. This is years ago. And I've had it since then, and I've just started putting money into it, whether it started with LEDs, and eventually I went with the powder coating with the rails right here. Now, the powder coating that I decided to use was not just your traditional, just yellow. This is actually a highly UV reactive yellow. Now, people have started to replicate because they liked the look of mine with the yellow rails, because it changes the look of the game. But more than likely, they have gone with just a plain yellow and not a UV reactive yellow. This is the kind of yellow that they typically put on the firefighters, their oxygen that they use, their air supply. So that's really prominent whenever they're inside smoky areas and stuff like that. So I've even got the crane completely repowder coated to match the side rails, because the yellow doesn't typically match. Now, every so X amount of years or whatever, I will have to like redo some parts of the crane, usually on the tip right here and back here, because this is where a ball is slamming down and hitting many, many times. So that's something just that, that needs to be done over the years. Going back here, I've got the fire LEDs. I like the way those look because around here is like explosions and stuff like that. So I figured I'd go with the motif by doing the fire LEDs. And let's see here for the pop bumper LEDs. I have the full ring sets that go around those with yellow skirts. Comet LEDs are almost throughout this machine, but not all of them. Something that I've also done that people are starting to replicate is I've got flex bulbs that are basically wired in to match what this bulb and the chicken scoop does. So every time the chicken scoop lights up, that scoop will light up. Every time multi-ball scoop lights, the whole scoop will light up. And the same ordeal with this scoop right here. So whenever it's time for the extra ball to be lit or whatever, and this scoop will also light up. I think it's actually, I've got it wired into this one. So yeah, every time this one lights up, the scoop will light up. And what that does throughout the game is that not only will the bulb light up, the whole scoop itself will light up to give you an indication that you need to shoot for these scoops. So there's a particular mode called Find Benedict. And what that does is light up all 3 scoops, telling you that those are the scoops that you need to shoot for. So it's a really nice indicator. Let's see here. I think this is a new spinner decal that I've got set on this one. I bought this off Pinside. That usually gets beat up pretty bad. But I think Mr. Tantrum, he makes a reprint of that. And it's a nice gloss one. It's nice. Recommend it. Then you have, I got the bulbs matching. Some people don't do this, but I did. I liked the red matching the red eye, white matching the white eye, and yellow matching the yellow eye. That is just my method. That's what I liked, so I did that. I've got mirror blades. It goes really well with the game. I've seen people do art for it. To each their own. I just like the mirror blades better on this particular machine. And topping it off with the Fusion Pin Stadiums. That's the Mac Daddy, really expensive one. And got that tied in. And that's tied in really well even with the topper. So whenever the topper flashes the red and blue, then the machine will also be flashing the red and blue. Let's see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Powder coating. I used to have the glowing flipper buttons, but I'm starting to really grow on the black, depending on the motif of the machine. But that's what I've gone with. I used to have the light up speakers for this, but I think I turned them off or they're not going right now. One of the two. But used to have the speaker light kits on these, but they're just not on. And of course the color DMD, very nice touch to this machine. I highly recommend that as well. This is a Playfield, and I'm sorry that I didn't get the footage to show you, but this Playfield is clear coated. Clear coated it myself. I wish I would have had more time to do an even better job at this, but I was in a rush a year or two ago whenever I did it for Texas Pinball Festival. It's one of those things where, man, a part of me wants to take it all apart and sand it and do it again just to make it look even better. But it's well protected and it still looks great. But I would have definitely liked a little more time to really make it look even better. Something in the process whenever I needed to clear coat was to remove the Mylar, and doing so pulled off the chicken scoop area right here. So I actually had to retouch up and paint around the chicken scoop and water slide decal the actual word chicken and match the font the best way I could. Also rebuilt the perimeter around these scoops because these things get beat up pretty damn bad, and even over time these areas right here, the Cliffies, they take a they take a hell of a lot of beating because this is just a really hard hitting zone. All new drop targets with, of course, decals on them, and I don't think I've got these clear coated. I usually do, but I don't think I had the time whenever I first got everything hooked up. And I want to say that is all that needs to be mentioned in this machine, besides everything being all nice and polished and cleaned up. I think that is it. That is my last action hero. There, I went ahead and put the lockdown bar on there so you get the full effect of what this machine looks like. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up my series for my last action hero restoration. If you've liked what you've seen here, then give me that thumbs up, and if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. That way you can be notified of whenever I upload something for your viewing pleasure. Until next time guys, peace out.